All right, welcome back to another vliggity vloggity vlog. We're here at Calgary Barbell HQ, and we are 79 days from Westerns. Kind of terrifying. Still clawing back some of the body weight that I lost getting sick. I was up to 118 and a bit this morning though, so that bodes well because I was down below 116 at one point. Anyways, I have to try to retain my title of the final boss of the 120s and win my way to Worlds in Lithuania. That's the goal. That's what we're working for right now. Getting sick sucked, and this week was basically trying to pull it back together. Unfortunately, the week that I missed was week 3 of a 4 or 5 week block, so came back in, and this week actually was able to perform a fair bit better than last week. Last week was terrible, but got up to 222.5 on the squat sixes, and that was about 7.5, maybe a bit more shy of what I was hoping for this block. Bench is still completely in the gutter. Just the lost body weight and losing a week of training. You know, I've said this to a lot of my lifters who have ended up missing time sick, but when you miss a week of training and you squat twice, deadlift twice, and bench like 5 or 6 times, bench tends to take a bit more of a dive than anything else because you're missing that many more exposures. So that was, I think, what's more or less responsible for the big dive in bench performance. Hopefully, I've played my cards right, and I've kind of basically just taken whatever I can with my upper body, with any of the lifts this week. Just trying to get some work in, get that base level of work capacity back, get back on track by the end of this block so I can hit the deload, washout, whatever, and then get into some productive training because I've only got a couple of blocks left. So really hoping we can pull it together. Just in this situation again where we're, 10 weeks out, weak as hell, light body weight, and I can't even, I can't blame myself for it this time, which is nice. I got sick twice in 2 months, right in the middle of developmental blocks, and kind of just, wasn't a great way for things to work out. That was the off season. Poof. Waste of time. Really letting it all out here. Anyways, yeah. Hoping that next block is better.
Do you want to move into the question of the day?
Yeah. So we're going to move into the question of the day. If you're interested in trying to win a gift certificate for Calgary Barbell t-shirt, use the word of the day, which you don't know yet because I haven't said it, and ask a good question in the comments below. If your question gets selected, you get a gift certificate and I answer your question. Or maybe Dylan does.
Free month of the app.
Oh, right. Or you can take a free month of the app. One of the two. Whichever one you'd like is yours. What's the question, Dylan?
Well, this comes from...
Lay it on me, bro.
User-BM2JN9KR9B.
Unique?
It's a great name.
Unique username.
They say, I'm preparing for my second meet ever, but it's been over 4 years since I last competed, and I'm using an AI app to prepare. I'm constantly being told by fellow lifters to get a coach, but I feel it's unnecessary at my level. Do you think I'm faffing about not having a coach even though I regularly track my sessions and have decent technique?
So I think the value of a coach is in essentially doing all the things that quote unquote AI app won't do for you, right? If you won't and can't do for you, if you injure yourself, you get a slight pain, or something crops up where you're not recovering or you're not feeling good in an exercise, as far as I know, you can't have a conversation with these apps and say, hey, this is what I think's going on. This is what my athlete intuition is telling me. And the adjustments are going to be pretty minor. The value of a coach is going to be in actually learning and understanding your response to training. These AI apps are essentially a spreadsheet with a coat of paint, right? They're if-then statements. They're not actually machine learning, but I digress on that. The big thing with getting a coach and when you should get a coach is basically when you decide that it's worth the investment. I can tell you wholeheartedly, and anybody who has worked with a coach before, a good coach, I guess, qualify that a little, but anybody who's worked with a coach before should be able to tell you that working with a coach is going to be a superior interaction and likely get you superior results to using a canned program or an app, unless of course you can use an app that has coaching in it, like the Calgary Barbell app. Just slide that on in there. But it's more just, you know, can you afford it? Do you think it's worth the value? You will get a boon to your training. You will get benefit out of it. Chances are you will accelerate your progress with the coach, but is it worth that investment? You know, I think there's a lot of value in lifters figuring things out and learning things. Sometimes people learn best by experimenting on themselves and going through that process. But I would say most people are going to learn quicker if they're working with a coach, because you have that sort of mentorship. You have that sort of guided trial and error, as opposed to just the whole field of possibilities in front of you without the sort of expertise to distill it down to these are the things we should try, and this is how we decide whether or not things are working or not. So I do think that coaches and working with a coach is going to be a valuable thing. I think that it can be a valuable decision for pretty much anyone at any experience level in terms of accelerating your progress, whether you're trying to get stronger, gain weight, lose weight, whatever. But I do also see that there is a friction there when it comes to the cost of a coach and the investment. And sometimes, you know, it does require more of you, because you have to be more meticulous perhaps with logging everything. You have to be meticulous with your communication. You have to be a good communicator. That'll help. You have to be able to take direction. So there are things that, you know, again, provide some friction when it comes to that relationship, but those aren't all necessarily bad things. So yeah, I don't know if that's a real definitive answer to your question, but that's maybe the best one I've got. So, you know, don't believe the hype. AI for powerlifting is poppycock. Poppycock. Doesn't exist, at least not yet. I hope everybody had a wonderful little holiday season, and have a happy New Year's and stay safe. And with all that being said, thanks everybody for tuning in, watching the video. Hopefully you're enjoying this series as I navigate my way through being old and my body wanting to quit this sport so damn badly, but me just not letting it. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.